What and where is the fifth dimension? The fifth dimension is a place within first, and a place out with secondly. Hi everyone, it's Iona here with some thought-provoking and vibration-raising information. Please click to subscribe to my channel for regular programs, meditations, and much more. Click the bell to receive notifications of new videos when I post them. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration. Tesla was a genius engineer and scientist, not only the name of Elon Musk's car, but Tesla was the inventor of modern day alternating current electrical systems. He also created many zero-point free energy systems that were stolen and hidden upon his death in the early 20th century. If everything in the universe is made up of an incomprehensible amount of atoms vibrating at different states and levels, which then make up matter, then according to physics, different levels and layers of vibration make up different dimensions. It's within these levels of dimension that consciousness exists. The first dimension can be thought of as a line which exists and connects any 2 points. It has no width or depth, only length. The second dimension is where these points extend out in width and create a flat shape, a 2-dimensional shape. The third dimension is where the term density comes in. The third dimension is a matter dimension, where shapes take up a matter form. The molecules that exist in the first and second dimension are now vibrating at a certain frequency to create a matter density. For example, a cup or a pen. In this plane of existence, we are conscious, self-aware, and we are also bound by certain laws, such as time, space, cause and effect, and duality programming, such as good versus bad, dark versus light. And as creators and observers in the third dimension, we create and observe our own reality. However, due to the time-space laws, there is a lag in what we think about and our manifestations. So consider the phrase, you get what you think about most, whether you want it or not. Due to this, we are made to believe that we are victims of circumstance and that everything happens to us, not for us. We have been grossly misinformed, and we are actually a whole lot more powerful than we have been led to believe. We can use the laws of our third dimension to benefit us or hinder us. Our third dimension has been called Schoolroom Earth by many groups, both in this dimension and in higher dimensions. Due to being creators and observers, we can learn and benefit our soul's journey, but more on that in another video. The fourth dimension is the bridge between the third dimension and the fifth dimension, and lots of people have been experiencing the fourth dimension for many years. The fourth dimension has been open to us since around 2012, and you can experience it when you undertake a heart opening or a spiritual awakening. The universal laws of physics are different again in the fourth dimension, as are the densities. For example, the time-space laws that govern the third dimension do not function in 4D, so time can become malleable. Matter and density also become more fluid in the fourth dimension, and many people can experience so-called miracles here, such as levitation, shape-shifting, and other things that have been considered frightening, esoteric, or magical. It's really not, it's actually physics. The fifth dimension is mastery. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic mastery. Our consciousness as a human race came into existence in the second and third dimensions, and we are self-aware. We are also separate from each other, and the vibrations of love or fear can be used to manipulate us and our society by keeping our vibrations at a very low level. In the fifth dimension, there is no separation, no duality, no fear, no anger, loss, just love and unity. This dimension is also known as unity consciousness, and although those who reach this state are connected to all, they still regain their individuality. They understand fundamental laws and become unafraid of death and transcend fear. You may know of some of the beings who existed and taught about the fifth dimension. Jesus, Buddha, the Prophet Muhammad, and so many other beings who came to earth to raise vibration. Their teachings were also misunderstood and miscommunicated due to the lack of understanding about energy, frequency, and vibration. Also, their teachings were used to control and keep the population of the planet unaware of their true power of their frequency. The planet has been trying to shift and pull itself out of the fear for thousands of years. We can now see the evidence of this shift by looking at the Schumann resonance. If you want to find out more about the Schumann resonance, then please use the links at the bottom of this video. Our multi-dimensionality exists in the fifth dimension, and we can easily perceive other planes of existence. Many of us have this ability already, but have been discouraged from exploring it due to fear. Yes, that old chestnut is back again. These abilities are telepathy, psychic abilities, ability to see into other dimensions, and communicate with other beings that exist out with this plane. The frequency of the higher dimensions is something that so many people struggle to understand due to the vibration of fear and skepticism that has been promoted through the ages. Fear has been used as an energy source to feed lower density and lower dimensional beings for a very long time on the planet. But as our own frequency raises, we can break out of the shackles and claim our higher vibrational future in 5D. Using quantum computers, we can actually see that there are far more than just 5 dimensions, and light, matter, time, and space all behave according to the laws within that dimension. For example, light and matter can transcend many dimensions, but due to humans only seeing a tiny fraction of the visible light spectrum, we need to see it with our own eyes, and even then when we do, we are discouraged to believe it. Many animals have a broader vision of the visible light spectrum than us humans do. So when your dog or cat is staring at the wall, they might not actually be staring at the wall. Evidence of the existence of dimensions and the flexibility of light, time, space-time, and other laws have been proven by physicists so often, but because of the fear programming, we have been discouraged to explore it. More often than not, this is due to social rejection or in the past being branded a heretic. The planet is currently going through a massive DNA upgrade, including the upgrade of the double helix into a 12 strand, which corresponds to the 12 chakras, 7 inside the body and 5 out with. In order for us to transcend into a higher frequency, we must heal our bodies and open our heart center chakras. Most of all, learning to surrender to feeling good regardless of what's happening around us and keeping our vibrations high. All the stops will be pulled out to prevent you from raising your vibration, but it is imperative that we do. Once we begin to do so, and once we begin to partake in the inner work, we can actually see the changes in our outer environment, and we can become superhuman. Wouldn't you love to have the ability to bend or pause time, to telepathically communicate with your pets, and to see into tomorrow's weather so that you know if you should take an umbrella with you when you go out? Wouldn't you much prefer to live an enjoyable life where you wake up every day thinking, feeling, and knowing that you can do, be, and have whatever you want? Well, you absolutely can, but it must come from a place of love. Well, that's all I've got currently on the fifth dimension, but I would love to hear about your own thoughts and experiences and findings too, so please comment underneath this video. And see the links beneath this video to do your own research and educate yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love, and I'll see you soon.